In the ever-evolving narrative surrounding the perplexing Tupac M case, a fresh plot twist has emerged. A retired detective intimately involved in the investigation of Tupac's demise posits a connection between Tupac and Biggie's tragic deaths.
And police say this new search now, just the last 24 hours in Vegas, is part of an investigation even all these years later into his death.
His theory hinges on a common factor: Diddy. So, without further ado, let's dive into the video to unravel this intriguing twist in the tale.
Let's set him up at the police. Let's get him here. That makes so much sense. Bring him into an interview room at the police department.
In the extensive 50-year saga of hip-hop, no other pair of luminaries have undergone such meticulous scrutiny of their lives and tragic demise as Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace, the renowned rapper professionally recognized as the Notorious Big or Biggie Smalls. Both individuals remain cherished and deeply missed today, just as they were nearly 3 decades ago when their lives were tragically cut short. Shakur in September 1996 in Las Vegas and Wallace in March 1997 in Los Angeles. Their untimely demise is once again under scrutiny following the recent arrest of Dwayne Keith Davis, known as Keffy D, for his alleged involvement in the death of Shakur, a staggering 27 years after the rapper was shot, while leaving a boxing match on the bustling Las Vegas Strip. Body camera footage from Davis's arrest captures him alluding to the murder as the most significant case in Las Vegas history. "We lost 2 giants senselessly," rapper Fat Joe told CNN. "That's what bothers me when it comes to Biggie and Pac. We lost 2 giants over nothing." However, Shakur's tragic demise had far-reaching repercussions that extended well beyond the confines of Nevada, and it cast a somber foreshadowing over Wallace's own death. The lingering question that remains is when, or indeed if, an arrest will ever be made in connection to the loss of Wallace.
27 years. 27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice.
The homicides of these 2 influential rappers, who initially began as friends and later evolved into rivals, have always been culturally intertwined, owing to the shared time period and the complex circumstances surrounding their lives and deaths. It was almost like the death of Tupac was the first movie, and then Biggie was the sequel. P. Frank Williams, who produced the 2017 television special Who Shot Biggie and Tupac, told CNN, "The 2 biggest in the history of hip-hop." Both individuals emerged from humble beginnings, growing up in impoverished backgrounds and being raised by single mothers whom they deeply cherished and paid tribute to through the music that propelled them to stardom. Despite their earlier encounters with the legal system, both eventually ascended to the status of artistic superstars, seemingly untouchable in their respective crafts. The duo found themselves entangled in the infamous East Coast versus West Coast rap feud during the 1990s. This rift emerged when Shakur, representing the West Coast, grew convinced that Wallace, hailing from Brooklyn, played a role in orchestrating the 1994 shooting that left him wounded with 5 gunshot wounds in a Manhattan recording studio. Wallace consistently denied any involvement and was never formally charged in connection with the incident. Tragically, both artists fell victim to fatal drive-by shootings while in the company of others during nights of revelry.
The Tupac article had me pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, he dissed my man, said my man turned his back on him, and I know for a fact that didn't happen.
There is even a thread linking the investigations into their respective deaths. Greg Kading, a now retired detective from the Los Angeles Police Department, had interviewed Davis back in 2009 as a person of interest in the Wallace murder case. This was because Davis had been present at a party held at the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, which Wallace had departed just before he was tragically shot.
We didn't just take his word for anything. We know that he's a career criminal, he's a gang member, and
Moreover, in a transcript of a Clark County grand jury proceeding held just last month, retired Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Detective Clifford Mogg revealed that investigators had posited a theory suggesting a potential connection between Shakur's murder and Wallace's demise. Although Mogg did not provide explicit details regarding the theory, he did testify that Davis was not considered to be involved in these tragic events. Furthermore, according to certain reports, there have been hints of a potential connection between Diddy and Tupac's murder. The spotlight on this matter grew brighter when Biggie's murder case was reopened in 2006 at the behest of his mother. During this reinvestigation, LAPD Detective Greg Kading uncovered fresh information that appeared to suggest a link between Diddy and the tragic K of Tupac. The pivotal turn of events occurred when Voletta Wallace, the mother of Biggie Smalls, initiated a lawsuit against the LAPD, seeking approximately $500 million in damages. She cited the well-known conspiracy theory alleging that the police had hidden the truth about her son's death. This legal action prompted the reopening of the case in 2006, with LAPD Detective Greg Kading assigned to lead the investigation. As Kading delved into the case, he unexpectedly uncovered a wealth of additional information.
If you've seen the movie American Gangster and they got these pictures, is this the guy at the top? Is this the guy? So I have 50 different pictures with magnets, and he's putting these things up on. If you go to the video, you'll see how I set it up.
Detective Greg Kading made a significant disclosure during his investigation, asserting his belief that the deaths of the notorious Big and Tupac were intricately connected. While conducting his inquiry into Biggie's tragic demise, he unearthed new evidence that established a connection between both cases. Following an exhaustive 3-year investigation, Detective Greg Kading arrived at a stunning conclusion. Sean Puff Daddy Combs was purportedly involved in ordering a $1 million contract killing of Tupac Shakur. The motive behind this alleged conspiracy was believed to be intricately tied to the intense rap feud involving Combs and Biggie Smalls. Kading asserted that the influential music mogul had substantial gang connections in Los Angeles and had reportedly enlisted the assistance of Crips member Dwayne Keith Keffy D. Davis to execute the assassination. As per Kading's findings, the orchestration of Tupac's murder was allegedly carried out by Crips gang member Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. Initially, the plan had involved Keffy D as the intended hitman, but a last-minute alteration in the scheme led to Keffy's nephew taking on the role and executing the assassination. This sequence of events ultimately resulted in the tragic death of Tupac and the injury of Suge Knight. Intriguingly, just hours prior to the shooting, Baby Lane had engaged in a physical altercation with Tupac at a Las Vegas casino. Surprisingly, there have been claims suggesting that Biggie Smalls' former wife, Faith Evans, had knowledge of Diddy's purported involvement in a plot to kill Tupac. According to reports, after Tupac's murder, Keffy D allegedly contacted Diddy and Evans, revealing their alleged connection to the tragic incident. Fans have long been vigilant and attentive to this case, as it appears they were aware of the details well before the official investigation even commenced. One person wrote, "So wait, Diddy pitted the Crips and Bloods together to not only destroy the empire of 2 street kings, but also the rise of 2 prolific stars and still not in cuffs? If that ain't no, then I don't know what is." Another one added, "So was it a hit by Diddy or retaliation for the fight at the MGM? Because I don't see how the 2 things tie together. They say Orlando got beat up and went and got his people, so at which point did Diddy call in the hit?" One other observer wrote, "I heard Diddy gave Zip $1 million to give to Keith D, but didn't give it to him. He sounds like a really bad dude, and they should look closer." Numerous publications have extensively covered the story surrounding Tupac Shakur's M and the confession of an alleged accomplice to the crime, Dwayne Keith Davis, also known as Keith D. In a revealing interview for the American crime documentary Unsolved: The Tupac and Biggie M, which aired in May and has recently become available on UK Netflix, Davis openly discusses his role as a witness to the
I'm still here, bro. Still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Still here waiting, bro. Damn.
The self-proclaimed Compton kingpin has made a stunning revelation, claiming that he has cancer, which he believes grants him immunity from prosecution. This is the reason he confessed to the crime 2 decades later. According to Davis, he occupied the front passenger seat alongside the driver, Terrence Brown. In the back seat were DeAndre Smith and Davis's cousin, Orlando Anderson, all of whom were members of the Southside Crips gang. The 4 members were on their way to Suge Knight's 662 Club in Las Vegas, searching for Tupac because he had reportedly beaten up one of their fellow gang members earlier that day. However, Tupac didn't appear at the club while they were there. Later, as they were leaving, they spotted Tupac driving towards the club, standing out of the top window of a car. "My partner bust a U," Davis said. "When we pulled up, I was in the front seat." Davis said the shots came from the back, but does not name the shooter. Going to keep it for the code of the streets, it just came from the back seat. However, despite his arrest, people continue to maintain a keen interest in Diddy's alleged involvement in the deaths whereabouts of both stars, an issue that has remained etched in their collective memory. Greg's recent revelations have only served to bolster their suspicions and keep the speculations alive. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.